22.
Yeah.
Right. Hello and welcome inside the Football Man Cave. I am Ian and this is Lovey. How are you?
I mean, it's funny how you start this.
Is it?
With that clap at the beginning.
Because when I'm editing it after, I know exactly where my edit is.
The mad thing is when you do the clap, it makes me think of them old school guys from back in the day
With
with the films.
Yeah.
And action.
I might get one. It's just easier for editing. I'm like, right, look for me clap, boom, for like...
Listen for the clap.
Yeah, listen for the clap and I can see it. Alright. Like
Like
at the end, clap.
Well, the reason why I laughed about it then is because you clapped and I clapped straight after the end of that, and it ruined your face as a picture. Hey, what you doing?
Fucking throws me off. That's my clap. How have you been? So this week, obviously people won't know, but we're recording 2 in 1 week.
Yeah.
So it feels a bit mad because I feel like literally we recorded one.
But like we say it all the time, like we chat to each other every day, don't we? And we chat about all of the stuff that we talk about on this podcast anyway.
I know it's
and sometimes we'll talk about something. I've noticed when I listen back, and I rarely ever listen back to the stuff that I do, but when I listen back, we always go, like we said the other day, like we was talking about the other day, like we said yesterday.
Yeah.
And the more I heard it, I was like, mate, why do we keep saying that? Because they don't know me and you were saying this. We keep doing it all the time.
Well, it's been my birthday this week, and on my birthday I had to go to Wales for an hour and a half job. So on the way down there, I actually listened to our own podcast, which was a bit weird listening to it. I thought, but for me, I'm like, right, let's have a listen. Let's see how it sounds. Let's see if it sounds all right. And then I actually enjoyed it.
But do you know what's mad? Like, this sounds like a horrible plug, this, right? But when you messaged me and said that we got podcast of the week, like, I was like...
I know, we should have like a fanfare or something.
Yeah, I was like, how have we got podcast of the week? Because for me, this is the same as what we do when we voice note with each other when we play FIFA. So, like, why are people buzzing off this?
I know.
So that's why
we'll take it though.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I listen back.
Podcast of the week, podcast of the week. I listen to my top level performance.
Yeah, we're going for, like, for your birthday, we're going full school geek out, aren't we?
Yeah, well, we did it for yours, didn't we?
Yeah.
Like, I honestly, my wife gives me shit for it, but I don't care, mate. No, like, there's a place in Manchester called Pixels, right? And if you're in Manchester, get to it. I think there's one in Leeds as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And it's just a gaming bar. So they have the PlayStation, Xbox. I think they've got some old school, like...
Yeah, they have all the old school ones as well.
But they've got some similar to that.
Super Nintendo,
and then you've got your
Mega
arcades and... Yeah. So you can like rent out a little booth for a couple of hours. We obviously just rent out FIFA.
Yeah. And
just bash FIFA, get something to eat, a couple of drinks.
Yeah. This is how mad it is, right? So picture this. We go in there, December, my birthday, but bearing in mind it's my 40th birthday. So me and you rocking early. So for the minute it opens, like some school kids.
So excited.
Went straight in, put us in our booth, we sat there. I remember we stopped, I thought, like, I'm just going to go to the toilet. Went for a piss. And when I was walking through, I looked, mate, everyone was at least 25 years younger than us. It was the only two our age in there.
Because our booth was like facing out the window, weren't it? So we were like obviously playing FIFA on this screen. And like you say, our backs were turned, so as we turned around, we were like, oh shit.
I could imagine everybody when we turned around and looked at everybody, they all went, what are these dads doing in here?
But these two old fuckers, they should be down at Millstone down the road.
But we've figured out where we've penned it in for next week.
Well, we've got a little bit of a thing, haven't we? So we can obviously do that a couple of hours, and then round the corner's like a sports bar, isn't there?
Yeah.
And United's on. So
go in, watch your football.
Watch a bit of comedy for an hour and a half. And then fucking come home.
Yeah.
We're playing Brighton as well, I think.
Yeah. That'll be a good one. You'll probably draw.
Another
draw.
Blast the first half and just go shit second. Yeah. It's fucking awful.
Proper inconsistent.
Oh mate, it's awful to watch. Do you know what? Like, I've supported United since fucking whenever, but at this moment in time, is the first time, even since Fergie left, I'm just not enjoying it.
No.
Really, like it's painful. Like some days, some matches, I'm like, oh, shall I play FIFA instead? Yeah.
Mate, I was talking to a good mate of mine, and he's massive United as well. Goes to all the games, and he was like I hate it. He says I hate it, and it was mad because remember me saying to you like when City was in a position where, like, not where United are, because you're still getting in Europe and stuff, but where City was mediocre mid-table, fighting for relegation, like, there was some element of excitement for when you pick up 3 points or whatever, but because yous are so, like, since yous were born, and you guys are the same age, since yous were born, you're just serial winners, just used to winning everything all of the time.
That's it, you don't want nothing else.
And now, you're like, what the fuck's going on here? Like,
I mean, like I say, we're not like where we've gone completely shit that if we get 3 points we're buzzing, because every match we should win every single match in my head, and probably a lot of United fans will be, we're still at that level where I've been for 25 years.
Yeah, that's what you do. You'll get to Old Trafford, the big fans will get into the Stretford end, and they'll get there, the atmosphere will be unreal, and it takes them back to the days when you just...
When we won.
You'd win in Fergie time, or you'd be... People just... It was a fortress, like the theatre of dreams. Do you know what I mean? But now, teams are going there. Like, I remember when Brazilian Ronaldo, scored an hat-trick for Real Madrid against United, and that was the first player to score an hat-trick in over like 15 years or something.
He got applauded off.
Yeah. And I was like, that's mad, that. But now, if somebody scored a hat-trick at Old Trafford, you won't be asked. It's just like, this guy scored a hat-trick.
Like, people coming and having a go. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, look at Burnley the other day.
Yeah.
They're just trying. They're like, you know what, we're in it. And I feel for Harry Maguire, mate. I really do feel for him.
Some proper shit.
Yeah, but like, they signed him at a ridiculous amount of money, what he definitely wasn't worth.
No.
Do you know what I mean? And he's going to go because it's a step up from Leicester where he was.
I don't know.
That was a step to the side. And then in terms of the size of the club, like United are a massive club, and he's gone there thinking, oh, this is the old mecca of my career. This is it. I've done it. I'm in England team. But like the Harry Maguire I seen at Hull fighting relegation, picking the ball, running, drifting past players. He even did it at Leicester. Yeah. Drifting past players like Sol Campbell in his heyday. He looks like he's going to fall over every time he gets it now.
He just bumbles, doesn't he?
And I think that's the stigma of being wearing a United shirt and playing for United. I think it's just
time as well, because there's so much pressure and there's so much like spotlight on every single player. Like I've never known a team to get torn apart. Every single, even if a player looks to the left, always looks to the left there. And it's analysing and like, well, can I just let him play?
Yeah, no. The thing is when you look at it, nobody enjoys it anymore. No. You can fully see.
Yeah.
And not a single player. Like you look at Bruno Fernandes when he comes to United, who's smiling, getting on it, making.
No, he's alright.
Just looks angry all the time, and that's like that's the poison that's gone through the club. Like everybody's just unhappy. Whereas when you watch City, like they'll be getting beat 1-0, and one of them will pass the ball, it'll go under the other one's foot, and they'll smile and then jog back into position because they know we'll end up winning anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's just
all the good old days of when we used to go. It's like 1-0 down, we'll win this 2-1.
Yeah, we'll win this 2-1. Yeah,
now it's 1-0 down. We're gonna probably get dicked about 3-0.
You'd have seen like Dwight York walking around smiling his head off. Lee Sharp and Ryan Giggs dancing on the halfway line. Like you're not getting that anymore. Everyone's just upset and angry, and nobody looks like they're enjoying playing.
I think there's a massive. I know. Ole got loads of shit, but he brought a togetherness with fans and but obviously he wasn't the manager everybody hoped it would have been. But I think since he's left again now, like there's just a massive disconnect. You've got your Twitter and your social media fans. You got your match going fans. You've got fans like me who'll just kind of go to a match here and there, watching it all. And then you got your fans from decades and decades, and they seem. And it reminds me a little bit of Bury, where there's about 3 or 4 fan bases within one fan base, and everyone's at each other. And that Bury disconnect's fucking unreal. Even worse than I've got a Phoenix club. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking unbelievable. But we've done a talk on Lovey's Tales about a Phoenix club.
Yeah.
It was Ebbsfleet Town.
Ebbsfleet United. Ebbsfleet
United. I remember, and only because you brought it up before we come on about it, and I was like, one thing, I was like, oh shit, yeah. I'm buzzing about this one.
Right, so there's been loads of Phoenix clubs. I mean, you just touched on Bury Football Club, who have now got Bury AFC. There's Macclesfield FC, who used to be Macclesfield Town, Newport County, Accrington Stanley, FC United they're a different type of Phoenix club because they was a club that come from shit happening upstairs. I mean, same AFC Wimbledon, another Phoenix club.
Man United are a Phoenix club of a team that used to
win. She changed the devil to like a raccoon. But Ebbsfleet United, it was mad because of when it reformed and it started again, like just how they ran the club. It was like, when you told me about it, I didn't believe it. So then I did a little bit of research on it, and it just was mad about some of the shit that he was doing. So between 2008 and 2013, the club was owned by a web-based company, MyFootballClub. So at MyFootballClub.MyFootballClub, whatever it is. The MyFC, which what they used to call them, members had 7 days to register their opinion on the club's £635,000 takeover. Fans paid 35 quid each. So the company, by the way, didn't go, we've got cut $500,000 or $750,000. We're going to buy Ebbsfleet and support all the debts and that. They went, we're this organisation, we're this website, football website, and what we want you to do as our fans, we want you to give us 35 quid each, and then we're going to allow you to help us run the club. And that's in all elements of club running.
Imagine, yeah, we're going to rock, me and you, we're going to take over your club, but just give us a load of money first, and we'll let you have a say.
1 minute, we need about this much money, and so if you all send us roughly about 35 quid each, will be about right. So anyway, they did this. So the fans paid 17,368 members worldwide, paid £35, raising £607,880 for the thingy. So that was, they needed 635, but they raised that money, and then the company put the rest to. So My Football Club stated that its members would be able to make decisions affecting the club if they paid in, where members voted on player transfers, budgets, ticket prices, among other things. A later poll favoured manager Liam Dyche to be picked as the squad's issue afterwards. So they picked Liam Dyche to be the manager. So this was again, how many people was it? 17,000 people.
Basically an Instagram poll.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's the Twitter account sorted it out. So they did that. By February 2010, the time of the next renewal date, a bulk of the members had emerged that the renewal rate had fallen. By the beginning of the 2013 season, My Football Club were considering options at relinquishing all the shareholdings in the club in April, with the threat of administration. The Spain-based Carlos Cabir Carane took over a subsequent takeover bid from KEH Sports Limited, a Kuwaiti-based consortium with a chairman, Dr. Abdullah Al-Hamadeh, offered to clear all the
play with all these words,
mate, I'm struggling.
Some bloke and some other bloke.
That's it's a good job that I read it and not you. He cleared all the urgent debts and went forward. So up until that point, so between 2008 and 2013, before this guy took over and made it become a football club again, I don't know from this point, so it'd be good if any Ebbsfleet fans are listening, if this new takeover from 2013, if they're even still in place.
Yeah.
But if these guys that took over sorted it out, but that period between 2008 and 2013, where the fans had a say over everything, like I listed just a few things, didn't I? Like shareholdings, looking at matchday stuff, like what drinks they can put in the vending machines, what pies they sell at the stadium. But this is the kicker, right? This is the big kicker. They was even allowed to choose the matchday squad. So they on the Thursday they would pick their 18, the squad, and then their 11 that were starting. So bearing in mind, this is
a recipe for disaster, isn't it?
Well, bearing in mind, this isn't Man City, Man United, where you can go online and watch the training and see if the players training well or not.
Just what's it? I was just looking at Ebbsfleet now that they're doing National League South.
Yeah. So what they did was the fans just gone. Like, it's like just looking at a picture of somebody on social media and going, yeah, he's half decent, we'll have him up front today. And like, if they don't go to every game, and let me tell you, 17,600, however many I said, shareholders worldwide aren't going to Ebbsfleet games every week, because they probably average about 2,000 fans a week, right? If that. And these people are picking a squad over a poll, over a vote. So the manager then, he's sitting there going, why am I here?
What am I doing?
I'm just a coach training the session, and then the fans pick the team, and now I've got to coach that team. Mate, they even chose the formation.
Wow.
How mad is that?
Imagine having, I can't get my head around it. Like, just going, yeah, lads, have a go at this. Basically, innit? Like, yeah, what do you fancy today? Oh, and then imagine, we were talking before about fractions within fan bases. Imagine that. I wanted 4-3-3, well, I wanted 4-2-2, well, I wanted this, and then, like, well, if you'd have played my fucking system, they'd have been winning by now. Like, that's just...
I think it must have been, like, so this MyFootballClub must have gone, right, these are the 3 formations that you can choose from this week.
Yeah.
Do we play 4-3-3, 3-5-2, 4-4-2, and then they do a poll. Then it's like, right, we've got the formation, now, here's your squad. Choose your matchday squad out of the 23 players.
It's a bit like a dancer and ice, isn't it?
Yeah.
And for this player, vote.
Yeah, and
5 at the end.
And then it's like, now choose your starting 11, and then they pick the starting 11, and then the mad thing is the manager's then got to go out, I don't know, in the WhatsApp group or at training on Friday, he's got to go, right, squad going to the game today is, and then one player going, yeah, but Gaffer, I've scored 3 and 4. Like, why am I not in the squad?
Graham from the local butty shop doesn't fucking fancy today, mate, I'll be honest.
He said that you just don't look the part. Like, mate, look the part, I'm scoring for fun, what are you on about?
You've not been in for your sausage egg butty, so he's pied you off.
Mate, it's just a mad philosophy to go with. Like, but they must have felt like thinking about it, they must have felt like, if we don't do that, we ain't getting the 30 odd quid per person.
And they probably thought as well, like, we're going to revolutionise the way, like if this does well, this is going to be the way of football. Imagine in people's head.
Probably somebody might have thought
I reckon we're Belgium, mate, because I'm in Belgium and they're all pissed on that really strong lager and they make some mad decisions over there.
Yeah.
So I reckon they were drinking, they must have been in Brussels and going, yeah, I've got a cracking idea.
Yeah.
Let's take over Ebbsfleet and we'll just get the fans.
Just let the fans do it.
Fans what they want.
And the mad thing is we haven't even put any money in.
No. Yeah.
It's just a mad concept and a mad way of it doing. And like, as soon as I started reading about it, I knew it was going to fall flat on its ass.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, there's no way something like that. Like, if you put 4 men in a room, well, United as an example.
Yeah.
Look at the board, look at upstairs, look at the philosophy of the club. They haven't got one. They don't know where they're going with it.
No.
And that's a room of people. That's 17,000 shareholders in the mix to pick a matchday squad. Mate, to even allow 17,000 people to have a vote or a discussion on what pie should be in the club, should be sold in the club, would create murders. Like,
oh man.
So I don't understand. Imagine Brian Clough managing that team.
Oh Jesus, I can't get over it. George, I was looking then, during the COVID campaign, not last season, season before, when it went to points per game because they were in National League, they got relegated by 0.002 points.
Oh my God.
They fuming. It looks like they've just been through the mill. Aren't they? Like, got this madcap idea, and then a couple of years later, you get relegated by what? It's not even
a toss of a coin.
Yeah, basically.
That's what it is. You feel well hard.
I am Mitch's cocking it. Mate, you're in that.
Because like they've done it based on points per game. Oh yeah, but like your form is better than theirs. Yeah, but there's still 18 games left. So form changes quick. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Oldham have just started winning.
I know, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Form, if you was to bet on a team to go down up until the last 2 or 3 weeks, you would have gone hands down, bottom of the league, 12 points from say. Like, look at Derby County.
I was going to say, yeah,
Derby County, 12-point deduction. You put them down for relegation. 12-point deduction, no money. Fans against the board. They can't fucking buy any players. They have to sell everybody. They have to use a load of kids. They've got an inexperienced manager that was an unreal player managing the side. Like, you'd go first day of the season, they're going down. 10 games in, you'd be like, still going down.
Yeah.
Now, mate, they're out of the relegation zone. They're
doing well as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Former, you always forget. I remember. I don't know why I remember it. Derby in the Premier League, and it was Derby versus Southampton. One of them shit Sunday afternoon matches. One of the best Premier. I think it was like 4-3. I remember watching it thinking, it's going to be a shit match. One of the fucking best matches.
I remember that year because Derby got relegated on the lowest points and the lowest wins of all time in Premier League history. I think somebody's probably smacked that by now, but
so it's Sunderland.
I'm not sure. But I know that at the time it was Derby. Because I remember they went on a mad sweep in January and signed about 8 players, and one of them was Robbie Savage. And Robbie Savage says he only went because of the money.
Yeah.
Like, he knew he was going down.
Yeah.
And he went because of the money. He grafted, he tried, but like I said, I knew the team was doomed. but they paid a lot of money to get us to stay in the Premier League, but then we didn't stay in, but because it was too far gone. The job, mate.
It's mad when you actually look at like some of the teams that were in the Premier League that now aren't. Like, do you know, like Oldham, you just alluded to them, were in Premier League.
Yeah.
I think everyone else forgets Swindon Town were.
Yeah, Swindon Town was a Premier League side.
Like Bradford City, like, and
Bradford
this
City?
is my point, right? Bradford City, you won't say they're a big club, but they're well supported, aren't they? Like, if you go, I've never been Bradford personally, but when they're a one
big stadium,
one town team type thing.
Yeah.
Now, last week, I said,
and you did say,
I said Newcastle aren't a big team. I said, like, they're like a nearly team. They've not had a period of domination. Got a little bit of shit on social media for it. When it actually looked, right, they fucking won like Division 1 in 1905, and I'm like, mate, you're still not a big team. that doesn't qualify. Like, you've won an FA Cup in 1915 or
I think did they not win 3 back-to-back in like 1902 or something?
In the fucking Bury won in the 1900s.
Yeah.
Like, you're not a big team. No. So my question is to you, what qualifies a big club as a big club?
Yeah, well, I definitely, if it's 1950s,
it's not having it here.
No, that like
history.
And the bad thing is we both like Newcastle as a team. Like, we always talk about like, oh, it'd be a good career to do Newcastle. Newcastle, a decent side. And I remember the nearly years with Keegan. Like, mate, I remember that season. I proper wanted Newcastle to win the league more than Keegan did. Like, when he was doing that, I love it if we beat them. Like,
I think the style of football as well they were playing, it was exciting.
It was class.
Then 4-3 against Liverpool or something. That was like,
when they beat United 5-1.
Yeah,
like,
I remember watching that.
Class. Like, and it just like that. That's what we mean. Like,
yeah.
I think that's what you meant, wasn't it? Like, buying a nearly team. They've nearly been there, but they've not dominated in the last, I don't know, 30 odd years or whatever like that.
Even say 50 years. Like, you go back, and I think because somebody had put like. I should have got the tweet up. Blah blah blah, and 52,000 fans every week. And I'm like, right, you're just well supported. Yeah. You're not a fucking big club because you got a full ground.
To put a bit of context on that, lad, then Atlanta United in the MLS, they've been around for about, and I know what you'll probably say back to this. Oh, but history is for how long they've been there. My point is Atlanta United are a team that's been around under a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they hone in on our house 79,000 fans a week, home games, right? Are they a big side? Are they a big club? Would you class them as one of the biggest clubs in world football just because of the amount of fans that they get in there? No. Atlanta's a massive city, by the way.
Yeah.
So if you've got 79,000, mate, it's a drop in the ocean to how many the population of the actual place.
Just well supported.
The club is well supported, 100%. Just to answer your question, what makes a big club? Probably somebody who's consistently winning things, and who's the history does play a massive part. And I think it's somebody. I think a massive club is somebody who's dominated over a period of time,
I think
like a decade or something like that. Real Madrid are a massive club, and I'll probably get some stick now, but I'm on social media, so do what you wish. But Real Madrid are probably the biggest club in world football, I would say, because of their history and because of the constant success and what they do. And if you look at any player in the world, no matter whether they're from England, a young player home, like if Real Madrid knock on your door and want to sign you, you're 100% going to go and play for that, wear that white shirt at Real Madrid. That is a huge club based on the tradition and the length of time that they've been successful. And
100%, So that's, and it's a proven history.
Yeah,
like I say, going knocking Newcastle out for 2 weeks, but like obviously with the point of it is like you're not a big club. Aston Villa, they had a bit of a period. I think it was in Europe. I think it was in the 80s. I'm not sure. Like again, they're similar. They're not a massive. They're a big club because they're well supported, but they're not a big. And I think a lot of it with Villa is. The FA Cup semi-finals used to always be at Villa Park, right? And I believe that elevated Aston Villa
as a club
because of the atmosphere was unreal. obviously when the Premier League started, they were decent in the early 90s. But again, not a big club, but they're a well supported club. You can go on.
Mate, I remember. I'm a City fan, and I remember like I'd go to the States and they'd go away from. I'd go Manchester. Oh, do you like soccer? And then they'd say United.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't know who Manchester City was,
No.
and up until probably about 3 years ago, that was still happening.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They would call Manchester United Manchester. They didn't know there was another team in Manchester. And the reason why City are getting more known now is because they win things.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like they're winning things consistently on a consistent basis, which makes people overseas start to see who they are. I would say in the hat, we talked about Newcastle and we talked about.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to get the Premier League thing up. I'm going to run through the league. I want you to tell me big club or not.
Right. Well, I was just going to say a club, but how long is it going to take you to do that?
You're literally going to go yes or no.
Right. Let's go then.
Basically, right. So we know City at the top.
Yeah.
Big club or not? A big club or well supported. I think that's where we've got to go for it, haven't we?
Yeah.
But there's two different things, isn't there? Really?
Yeah. I would say get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. Well, if you actually look at it, since 2012, so you're going on for 10 years.
Yeah.
You've basically dominated England.
Yeah, but I probably, I'm gonna get pure stick from City fans. As I'm a City fan myself, I probably wouldn't say he was in the top four of the biggest clubs in the Premier League.
I think if you add a couple of European titles in, soon.
Yeah, I wouldn't put them in the top four of as the biggest clubs in England.
Liverpool.
Yeah.
Easy one. Chelsea.
No.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because really, Chelsea have just come around since 2005, haven't they?
They had a period, yeah.
West Ham United. Again, well supported, but not a big club.
No, I wouldn't say so. No.
Arsenal.
Yeah, I'd say they're a world known brand, so I would say they was big.
United.
I mean, the form was 100% United.
This is what I was going to throw at you. Spurs.
No.
Not at all.
No.
They've done fuck all, haven't they? Oh, fuck all.
That was the idealist. And Maradona played for him in a friendly one.
Yeah. Wolves.
No.
Brighton.
The Wolves had a good run though in the back in the day though, didn't they? They won. I'm sure they won. Anyway, yeah.
Brighton.
No.
Southampton.
No.
Aston Villa.
No.
Do you think sometimes, like you say Aston Villa or something like that, or like when we get to Leeds, because they were in the Premier League in our era, and you have like that little bit of a big club because
how I'm measuring it is if I went anywhere in the world and you said that club's name, would they know who he was?
No idea.
That's kind of like the way I word it. Yeah.
Leicester.
No.
Crystal Palace.
No.
Brentford.
No.
Leeds.
Yeah.
Everton.
Ooh,
it's a tough one.
Possibly. Do you know why? Because they've never been relegated, have they?
No.
They're one of the few. I think them and Arsenal are the only two clubs that have never been relegated from the top flight.
Yeah.
So.
Mate, and during the 80s.
That alone for me, in all of their history, they've not been relegated. I'd take that as a big club.
Newcastle.
No.
Norwich. Watford. Burnley.
No. I'd say.
Like essentially a top 6.
I would put Leeds up there, 100%. I was going to say this before you rattled that off. I was going to say I would say out of Villa, Newcastle, I'd put Leeds in the mix, 100%. Because I think people know who Leeds are. You go to America, people know who Leeds United are.
Yeah.
It's mad. They have proper like fan bases in certain parts of the world. Do you know what I mean? Which is crazy because in the last 15 years, you'd be like, Leeds are a championship club that just made it into the Premier League.
Yeah. Like your new generation will be like, Leeds, they're doing all right. They're overachieving a little bit because they're in Premier League.
But up until the Premier League started, Leeds was dominating.
Yeah.
Leeds
and
Liverpool
70s as well. 70s.
Yeah. Leeds and Liverpool around the 70s and the 80s were the big hitters, weren't they? Yeah.
That was. I'm going to go to this next topic, but PSG as a big club.
They are now.
They've not been around much, though, have they?
No, and before the money, they didn't really win much.
No.
There was like there was nowhere near being the most decorative club in France. But they're a global brand now, mate. If anybody's having a kit made by Nike or Jordan, there's not another team on the planet that Nike have gone, you know what? we'll give you the Jordan brand. Like that tells you all you need to know about that kind of club.
That's where they're at right now.
You can chat shit about what they've won before the money and what history they've got and all that, but mate, they are a massive club. And the thing is Newcastle will be. With the money that they've got, and if
give them a couple of years,
and if it's done right, in 5 years' time, I can probably see Newcastle doing what City did.
Yeah.
I think I said this last week. They'll every part, like every third of the league they get to, they'll just sap all of the best players from them teams around them, until they get to a point where they can go right. We can attract top stars now, so that's what we'll do, and you'll see that in 5 years. You'll see Newcastle just be in the mix as
I say if it's done right. So PSG recently, over recent seasons, I've got this little habit of signing aging players on a freelance.
Stars though, they sign the big hitters, don't they?
So I can't remember who it was last year. Obviously Messi, Ramos. Goalkeeper, what was he called? Donnarumma. And then there were two more. Ronaldo.
Yeah, they got Ronaldo.
And then they bought someone, I can't remember.
Hashram Shakimi, whatever he's called.
Yeah. I can't remember, but the Hashram reminded me of something.
Hakimi, yeah, that's it.
So the latest link, I think, was it you who told me? I was on Sky Sports.
I told you.
That PSG are going to let Mbappe go.
On a free
to Real Madrid at the end of the season. And their number one target is Ronaldo to team up with Messi. I think, great, but it's like watching two old fucking boxers who are past it.
I fully disagree with you. Like, flat out.
Like, 10 years ago, fucking amazing. But now, I mean, to be fair, they'll probably rip it up in French League. Let's be honest. Ronaldo will, 100%.
What, and you say Messi's not?
Messi, yeah, it'd be alright playing off Ronnie. I just think, as I can see it from a marketing point of view, which is probably what PSG are now, and money-wise, Instagram and followers and all that shit. But I think if you're letting Mbappe go to bring in a Ronaldo for one season, essentially, basically, that is fucking stupid. Isn't it? Mbappe's what, 23, 24?
Yeah.
And you're letting him go on a free, you could get a fucking $250 million for him.
But you've got to look at it this way. He's refusing to sign a new contract.
Oh, yeah, so I get that side of things.
So he's going to go. Like, what they've done is they've left it too late to renew a contract, and now, like I said before, Real Madrid have gone, you're going to be our main man. Yeah. And Real Madrid are gearing up to sign Mbappe and Haaland in the summer. So
now that is unreal.
How mad's this? So they can get Mbappe for free, Haaland for a release clause fee of $65 million. Yeah. Like, that's going to be good.
Just save yourself $500 million there,
well, probably not, because I'll probably give them both in wages.
Yeah.
Like, it's $250 million a year each or something like that. But I think the Messi and the Ronaldo thing, like, I'm all for that, because I think like that's what we've all been waiting to see, and I don't think they're past it.
Do you not think it's like boxing? No. We're both fans of boxing. When you get a fight that you've been waiting for, a bit like Mayweather and Pacquiao.
But like Khan and Brook, that's happening soon. Yeah.
You wanted it to happen years ago, but now they're on the latter end of their career, and it's just not as it's not going to be as good as it could have been.
I think that your mindset has been tainted based on the run of form, or what you're watching, or what you perceive to be a poor run of form from the two guys that we're talking about. So, like, just to put context on it, at this moment in time, Messi has scored 2 League One goals, League goals.
I'll be honest, I have no idea how fucking Messi's doing.
He scored. You know what Ronaldo's up to though, don't you? Do you know what I mean? So, and this is my point. So people are looking at Messi's stats at the moment, right? And what they're only looking at is his goal scoring stats. So Messi's used to scoring a goal a game, and when he was at Barcelona, he was affecting every game, scoring a goal a game. He was unreal. He was scoring 50, 60 goals a season. This guy, and I mean, the season that he left to come to PSG, he'd scored like 38, 45 goals or something like that. 38
seasons,
yeah, it was one of his best seasons, like all in with his assists as well. And then he's come here and he's played 12 league games and he scored 2 league goals. So people are like, what the fuck, this guy? And I said it to you, didn't I, when I was watching him? Like, it looked like his first couple of games, he'd go and want to play the Barca way to pick the ball up, but because you had Mbappe, Di Maria, everyone just sprinted. He'd go to receive the ball.
Everyone's just off
for a 1-2 or a set. And the ball just go behind him, and he'd look, and Mbappe was away, and he was like, "Mate, I ain't catching that." So then just jogging to the
Messi, how long he was at Barca for, So to make that his first basically move of his career, that first 6 months gonna struggle regardless.
But if you look at the detail behind this, because I'm one of them, like, you can look at stats all day long, but the stats don't tell the true picture of what the form is like and what somebody's actually doing. And we do get clouded. Like years ago, we used to get clouded by a goal a game, goal every 2 games. That's classed as a world class player. We've now added assists into the mix and all that shit. But what I think is, like, stats can lie, because if we wasn't to watch a match and I give you 2 stats and I said, right, 2 teams have just played. One's had 73% possession. They've had 18 corners. They've had 15 shots at goal. The score was 1-0. The other team has had no shots on target. They had no corners, and they had 73%. But I don't know. I'm shit at maths. But the rest of 27% possession. Who's won the game based on them stats? What you can see right there. You'd go the team that's
dominated.
But somebody could have scored an own goal.
Yeah.
Guy could have passed it back to the keeper. Goes in the net. It's an own goal, and that team's won 1-0. But the other team's had 15, 17 shots. X amount of possession, X amount of corners. The stats will tell you one thing, but the result will tell you something totally different. And I believe that in football, that plays a massive part in everything. And people get messed up and clouded by stats all the time. Messi, his goal involvement is ridiculous. Regardless that I just said that the first couple of games he played, people were bypassing it. I'm watching him now play more like a centre midfielder. So what you're getting is, I mean, he still plays in the 4-3-3, but he plays that false 9, and he comes right in and he picks the ball up and he's making things happen. And he's set, like, Mbappe's season, it's the best season he's had at this point for so many years. Mate, there's no surprise that he's got Messi fucking sliding balls in for him all day long. Do you know what I mean? His Champions League record, mate, he scored 6 in 6 or whatever it is. I think he scored 6 goals in as many games that they've played so far. 6 in 6 group games. So he's doing all right. But we expect him to be on 23 goals at this point, and that's what makes us think he's shit. He's doing exactly the same as what he's always done. He's just league form. I think this time last year he'd scored the same amount of goals in games played, but not like, do you know, like if you put the Champions League goals and the league goals together and the cup goals, and then look at Ronaldo at United. Like, mate, Ronaldo is he scored 8 goals in 18 games. Yeah, they're good stats.
Top scorer. Let's be honest.
And they're good stats. And look, it's not his fault that he's got a load of shite around him. It's not providing him the ball when he wants it. Mate, I see him make runs and people just look at him boot ball out for throw-ins. Like, of course he's not going to do the same amount. He's not going to do the same amount of stats goal-wise as he did at Juventus, especially as he did at Real Madrid. Mate, he was scoring more goals in games played back there because of the caliber of people he's playing with. I think if you put them 2 guys together in any team, they're going to light it up regardless.
I just think they're past it, mate. I think especially because Ronaldo's 38, I don't know how old Messi is, I'll be honest. But another season on, I think you're probably going to get them for 1 season each. And I think the French league is probably a level for them.
I don't think the age matters so much these days.
Well, you wouldn't, would you? Fucking 50-year-olds still fucking knocking it about.
And that's what I mean. And people always go, they can't last the match, the muscles fatigue, they do this, they do that. Mate, it's a load of nonsense.
I mean, let's be honest, they probably still are the best 2 players on the planet at this moment in time. Because, as we alluded to the other week, there's no world-class players out there.
But the mad thing is what you've got here, you've got your, when you answered this and we was arguing about it, what you've got your FIFA head on, and you're thinking about, mate, these guys ain't going to be the foundation of my squad because they're only going to be here. They're only going to be here for another fucking 2 years.
Waiting for a regen.
I can't give them fucking 3-year contracts. What the fuck's the point? Like, but what they'll do, the stuff what they'll do behind the scenes, like what Ronaldo will be doing for younger players in that team.
Yeah, if you look at the PSG team, Messi, Ronaldo, Ramos, you've literally got 1 for each position. And if PSG are fucking wise enough to bring some decent youth through and let them learn off these 3, that side of thing, amazing. Marketing wise, amazing. Like, as much as nobody likes it, but social media now, Instagram in, I think I looked at Ronaldo's.
He's got what?
400 and was it 4 million?
400 million.
I had 400 million in there, but I thought it was too much.
I think it's a lot. I think he's got like a ridiculous amount, like 80 million, 150 million.
I know he's got more than anyone in the world.
Yeah.
And but I just think if a parallel with it with like a Pacquiao Mayweather fight of the you wanted to see it and it's decent but not as good as it used to be or not as good as it could have been. Yeah. And that's what I think you'll get with it. Like, and for me, swapping an Mbappe for a Ronaldo, like, why would you not go for another fucking mint player at mid-20s, late-20s? Why would you go for a Ronaldo if you only asked about fucking marketing? That's why you went for Ronaldo.
I don't think so. Because you kind of answered your own question. You said the French league's a bit of a, like, yeah, it's fucking not up there. Right, yeah, exactly. So how are they going to attract anybody else? And if they do attract them, they're only going to attract them for as long as they've attracted Mbappe for.
Yeah, but it's money, innit? They've got fucking money to
spend. They've got the money, but like we said, if Real Madrid come knocking, you go in 100%. Don't matter who you are, and that's the thing. That's the key factor. PSG know that against Real Madrid, they won't win because Real Madrid can afford the same money that they can afford. Yeah.
And they are a big club.
Yeah, 100%, and they're way bigger than PSG are.
So right, I want to throw this at you. Mbappe is going at the end of the season to Real Madrid. It reminds me of something. I can't think what it is. Of a guy who's got control of Malaga and he's losing his star striker to Real Madrid at the end of the season.
No, I'm losing my centre half.
Oh, is it centre half? Losing star striker.
So mate, I'm glad you brought this up. So we love talking about. We talk about it. We talk about this more than we talk about anything else.
Yeah.
So we talk about FIFA and our FIFA careers more than anything else. And in my Malaga career, I've had this 3-year career of just took over a club that was fucking struggling, no money. Now I'm in a position where I'm fourth in La Liga. I'm battling for European Champions League football. I mean, I'm absolutely loving it.
You were close to getting top of the league, though, weren't you?
Mate, I was second. I was playing Barcelona, who were top, and then I got spanked. And I beat them, but then I got spanked off bottom of the league, Seville, Valencia, and it's knocked me down to 4th place. I'm in March. I'm buzzing because like my objective is to finish in a European spot. So
right.
Europa League, they mean. Get Champions League. The squad is like, you know when you've got a squad that you're just tied to and you're happy with.
Yeah.
And you've got money but you don't even need to spend it anymore.
And when you get to the end of the season you're like, I need to freshen up but I don't want to because I like him and I like that.
Yeah. I'm in that exact position. My starting 11 is crisp. I've got a backup 11 that I can play in my Copa del Rey games. Everything's just nice. I'm in Europa League. I've got into the last 16 in Europa League. Everything's so good. And then I get an email come through, and mate, it feels like real life, and it proper upset me. I got an email come through from saying an offer from Real Madrid for he's called Jose Maris. He plays for Cologne in Germany, in real life. So I took over him. I've got him up. I signed him when he was like 76 rating, 77 rating. Mate, he's plus 10, so he's up to 86 rating.
Wow.
Mate, flying. I pay him 50 grand a week. He does everything I need for him. He's the boss at the back. Unreal. Mate, I love the way he looks. Like, mate, I love everything about him. Do you know what I mean? And then I've just got this email come through, 36 million for him. I was like, mate, that was an insult. Like, mate, I'd rather have sold me kid. Do you know what I mean? So I cancelled it. But didn't negotiate. Didn't delegate. Nothing. Just cancelled it. Rejected it. Played a game. Come back. Another offer. 39 million. So I was like, well, no. So it's only 6 million, 3 million more.
Yeah.
Cancelled that again, and then I get an email come through from the player. Oh mate, I can't believe you. He said it was something like, "That's my dream move," pretty much.
You're a knob.
Yeah, that's my dream move. I would like you to put this through. And he'd gone from a green smiley face to a fucking orange smiley face. So I thought, right, let me. I didn't tell you this on the phone. I thought, let me bang his wages up a little bit. Gone in to put his wages up, and I fucking couldn't because I'd already done it. That winds me up. It winds me up. So I'd already
recently negotiated. Well, don't give a shit. We'll do it again.
Let me do it again. Yeah. So it wouldn't let me renegotiate. So then I've got another email come through. So I'm at the end of March. So this started at the beginning of March. Right. I'm at the end of March now, and then I get an email come through from the board saying we've put him on a transfer market. The player's unhappy. He wants to go.
No way.
He's got to go. Guess who comes in with a bid first hand? Boom, straight away. Real Madrid, 39 million.
Well, I thought we were going to just lowball you. 25 million, mate. Here you go.
39 million. And then I couldn't decline it. I couldn't decline it. The club just accepted it. So
I've
got him now until the end of the season. And that's it.
I'm so pissed.
And I'm in a proper they'll just leave him out. Just put him in the reserves, mate.
Go play with youth team.
But because I want to finish in the Champions League places, because next season will be my 4th season, so I'll be in 25, 26. Like I want to finish and I need him to finish in the Champions League places. And the maddest thing is,
I see my ass with players,
proper
mate.
On the game, loads. But I like the fact that I was moaning about it, but then like on reflection, that's good because it's realistic and it's fun. Do you know what I mean? And at least I've still got him for a bit of time. They've not done it on the last bit of deadline day, so I can't replace it. I did, however, find during the transfer window in January, I found a kid called Ortega from some Mexican club. It was like a 76, 77 rating. Got him for 12 million, 25 grand a week, and I thought, right, he's going to be the understudy. So I'll bring him in on a rotation, and he'll just come in, play the cup games, and he'll be that guy's understudy. And then because this Marie's only 27.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So I thought, like, when he gets to like 30, this kid who's 24, he'll be ready. He can come straight in, and I can bring a youth. Mate, I had it all mapped out perfect. It was so nice. I come upstairs because my house is fucking upside down. Anybody that don't know, I've come upstairs for my dinner. I've sat down on the dining room table, smiling my head off, smug as fuck. She was like, "What? Why are you so happy? Like you wouldn't even care. Don't worry about it." Ate my dinner, went back downstairs, and then that happened. Like, ruined my night. Didn't speak to the missus. Didn't tuck my kid in at bed, mate. It was the worst. It was the worst.
Oh, I've never had that. Never. I've never experienced that.
But you've had a mint experience, though.
Well,
it's a flip. What you've had, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh well. I think this happened probably the same time you was walking up and downstairs with your smoking miles.
Yeah, it was because we voiced over each other, and then I was on cloud 9, and then I seen what had happened from your situation.
So I'm obviously, if you're not up to date, I'm doing a Jose Mourinho career. I've gone Famalico, and then it's basically every 2-3 seasons I've got to move on. So I went Monaco, Bayern Munich, Man United, went to Barcelona, won leagues apart from the Portuguese one, won everything. Last 2 seasons, so took over Barcelona mid-table, wins the league, wins the Copa del Rey, wins the Champions League, wins the Super Cup, and wins the Copa. I can't remember what it's called. That Community Shield one that you said. I can't remember what it's called. Super Copa.
Super Copa.
Yeah. Won all them, right? And I thought, right, well, my last one to complete the whole set of European leagues is Italy, so I'll move to Italy. So I'm refreshing, playing game by game, and Juventus come up, and they come up twice, and I'm like, I don't really want to do Juventus, because I want to be Juventus, not Piemont Cow, what the fuck it's called.
Mate, I had to educate you, didn't I, on all the why they called that.
So I'll go for it. Anyway, I've got the Ronaldo reject that I brought from United over to Barca. So I thought, well, I'm not going to buy him for 10 million. I put in a cheeky transfer clause. So I put in like 2 million. Well, fuck it, right?
They sacked you for the transfer, did they?
Yeah. So next minute he gets an email off the Barcelona board. This is unacceptable. Like, this isn't in line with what the club is. Blah blah blah. We've took out the transfer proposal. You're sacked. Terminated your contract, right? So I'm like, you fucking what?
Your career's over.
I've just won you 5 trophies, right? And you're sacking me over a transfer fucking proposal. So I've never been sacked. So I'm like, what happens now? Does the game end? Like, I'm fuming.
Can I just say, right? So while he was doing this, mate, I'd love to show people. I was just getting voice note on WhatsApp. I was getting voice note.
Fucking revving.
But at the time, I was having my dinner, so I was eating my food. So I wasn't listening. I was on cloud 9. My teams were real buzzing. Phone was wherever it was. Wasn't even asked. And then when I've come to my phone, I've seen all these voice notes. It was like a shade of my best. Are you taking a piss? I can't fucking believe this.
Did they not know what I've fucking done for them? So, anyway, if you've not been sacked on FIFA before, like, it comes up, your contract that you've signed,
terminated,
and then big terminated over the top.
I've been sacked about 4 times.
You have to sign it, and then I'm thinking, well, I don't know what happens. Anyway, comes up about fucking 20 clubs all over Europe, and I've got a weird affiliation with Venice or Vicenza, and that was there. So I have Vicenza, Empoli, there was a couple of others, like, sort of mid-table. Anyway.
It was like Fiorentina and that one.
Yeah. Sampdoria was another one.
Yeah.
So I thought, I've got to go for Vicenza, like, because I was only saying to the day before, Werner, I fancy doing a new career after this with Vicenza and just doing the Atletico Bilbao style of, because Venice is an island, so you can only technically, like, obviously, you've got to try and add a little bit of realism to it, as you can only get Italian players through youth. So when Vicenza come up, I was like, yeah, let's get on Vicenza. Anyway, it goes over there, fucking press conference, all the fans are disappointed. They think there's going to be a season unsatisfactory because he's just been sacked. And I'm like, do you know my fucking trophy record over these past 10 years?
Do you know what it's like? It's like you got terminated for doing something like you shouldn't have been doing.
Yeah.
Like playing with yourself in front of women like Mark Overmars or something like.
all I did was put in a transfer proposal so I could nick my own player.
And everyone's like relinquished the fact that you've won loads of trophies, and they're just like, nah, this guy's a menace. We don't need this guy.
But to be fair, and I was saying to you, like this, because I've been Bayern Munich, that was literally just when German won. United, when I started getting into it, Barcelona one was just win the La Liga, and I was getting a bit bored because it was just like getting there. You're a big club, you got fucking loads of money, and I was missing that. Do you know, when you get into a club and then you like that, you're planning ahead, and it was literally because I'd won everything with Barcelona. Well, I don't want to sign no one. I don't want to bring no youth players through. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And I was just going through the motions. With the Vicenza one, I'm fucking buzzing.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm bottom. Well, I was bottom of the league with AC Milan. AC Milan is still bottom of the league, by the way. They're shit.
Because all the players like 95.
Not won a game, and I think what was the objection? Not to finish in the bottom half of the table, and within 2 seasons finish in the top half of the table. So I'm like, fucking, I'm buzzing with that. So, but it turns up they've got about 17 goalkeepers, right? About 14 right backs, and I'm like, I don't understand how FIFA fucks up teams so much that, like, when you go somewhere, they have.
I know what, we need a right back. Actually, we need 18 right backs.
Of them, yeah. Boatloads of them. So I've got in anyway. I've started winning, but what I've done is, and I don't know if you do it, but when you first go in, I try and see where the team's at, so I try and leave it and not jump in. But the captain comes to me and said the dressing room's unhappy. So I thought, I need to get some points on table list. I've had to jump in a couple of games. But I beat Roma on its own merit, got dicked off Juventus. And now there was from bottom to 6th, 3 points different, 4 points difference. And now I'm about 8th in the league, and I've just got into January.
I think it'll be a good way to end.
But I'm buzzing with that.
I was going to say, I think it's going to be like a good way for you to end the Mourinho thing that you've done, because you've won all the other 4, haven't you? Yeah. You've won France, Spain, Germany, England. So you've won you've done that.
Serie A now.
And then but then it's a massive project because you've got Juventus, Lazio, Roma. You've got all the big hitters, haven't you?
Inter Milan,
AC Milan, Inter Milan. You've got all the big hitters and stuff. So
and I'm on the year 2029, and I know that the career ends in 2037.
Right.
So as well, I've got basically 7 years now to turn this Vicenza career around. This team wins Serie A, and I want to try and get a Champions League. So what I'm thinking now is I'm just going to stick with these for the remainder until the career mode ends.
Yeah.
That's my aim now. Like, give myself 7 seasons
and
dominate them.
Make them like the big team.
One.
Yeah. That's a good shout. When you took over, did you get to mess around with the stadium and that?
No, I took over them in October.
Oh, right, so then it'll be when the season finishes, you can build the stadium up.
I don't know what it is. Like, that Vicenza, I love the kit. I think the name's cool, the badge, everything.
Yeah.
But I was actually looking at them on Wikipedia. They've been bankrupt about 4 times in the past 10 years.
Yeah, I think this is the one time that they've had a good push.
It was the first time they're in Serie A. Usually like Serie D1.
Yeah, it's mad because there's Monza that's doing that as well. They're in the 2nd division. Their equivalent of whatever the 2nd division is, whatever they call it, Serie B. And they're trying to do this big push. I mean, they had Kevin Prince Boateng, Mario Balotelli play for them last year.
That's mad,
in the division below. Yeah, because they was just throwing loads of money at Monza, innit? It's like the Ferrari country or whatever part of the country. Who else? Remember Bari? FC Bari. I remember when they was in the top league.
Yeah.
Then they got relegated. Then they floated about in the Serie B for a bit. Then they got, I can't remember, it was like was it Fabio Grosso was the manager, and they nearly got promoted. They lost in the playoffs. Mate, chairman went AWOL, disappeared, and they had to start all the way in that
No
Serie DB3, whatever it's called. Yeah.
I was looking. Filippo Inzaghi used to manage.
Yeah.
And then now they've got in real life Nani and
yeah, Nani's just gone there, hasn't he? From
Romero.
Yeah.
But when you said you come on and your wife was like, "What's up?" So when you'd got all my voice notes of me being fucking fuming and then buzzing, it was like a contrast of emotions, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because if you play FIFA, like obviously this section's always about FIFA, but if you play it, you'll just get it. That like
you'll know what we say.
You just buzz if you get like with a team that you're like, I can do something with these. Yeah. And you'd rang me up and I was like, fucking can't believe blah 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 blah. Puts the phone down, wife goes, "What's up?" Just be fucking sacked from Barcelona. She went, in real life. I went, am I the manager of fucking Barcelona in real life, Leon? And she goes, no. I went, right then.
Not real life.
Don't fucking speak to me.
Yeah, it's mad. But I find that like when you do the big clubs and you've got all the money, and like it gets boring, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really has.
It gets boring just winning all the time.
Like
as daft as it sounds.
It's like you with the Malaga, it's the project, isn't it? I think with the career mode, it's like you get that little bit of like the underdog of like, right, can I get it like now? Can I get into Europe? Because that's my aim. As soon as I'm in, like right now,
how close
I want to get into Europe, like because it's a real tight league, so I reckon I could do it. Then it's like, right, can I win this? Because I said to you last time, didn't I wanted to go to a club that I could win Europa League, so I want to win
the whole lot,
every trophy. If I can get in Europa League, which I'll probably try and manipulate a little bit, win that.
Well, no, you don't need to, because even if you get the Champions League might be too hard for you. You finish third, then you're in Europa League anyway in the same season.
True. So I want to win Europa League, and then I've won every single trophy. Well, if I can get the Italians FA Cup version, and I've won everything then.
Yeah,
literally everything in all 5 leagues.
Yeah, I do think it's a lot like a lot better with when you're winning everything all the time. It just gets and you've got youth players that you want to use, but you can't. Your squad's too good.
Yeah.
But whereas when you're a team that's on the upcome, you use these kids because they're better than some of you proper players.
Well, now I've got players retiring. They're like 33, 36. I've got some. I'm just what I'm actually doing with this Fiacenza one is just scouting Italy. So I'm going to technically do the Atletico Bilbao one. Yeah. It's similar as I'm only going to bring Italians through.
Yeah.
But obviously I know that I'm going to have to bring other, to players elevate me a little bit. But I don't know if it's just to stick to the Atletico Bilbao for these next 7 years.
Yeah.
As a career within a career.
Yeah, I mean, this is properly going into it and being proper geeky with it. But like, if you did research on the actual club going bankrupt a million times, it'll be probably because they're buying fucking shitloads of players and splooging all the money on fucking wages. So if you do that, then that's a good way to think of it.
For this next, let's say, it's got about 7 seasons and 8 seasons.
Well, that'd be
if I could
plenty
do it
of
that
time
way
to bring in 16, 17-year-olds, because then in 8 seasons they'll be in the prime, won't they? Like for my objective for Malaga to finish it off is finish as the champions of the league.
Yeah.
Champions League maybe, but have good runs in the Champions League. So I'm not even in the Champions League. I'm in the Europa League. Once I've got them to that point, then I'll move on. Like I want to get them to a point where they're constantly challenging for titles, playing
just keeping them up there.
And then if that's the case, then I'll move on and go somewhere else.
We were talking before we wrap this up, because I want to finish this Fiacenza one now. I think I'm going to do the Atletico Bilbao.
Yeah,
I'm literally in the end. I'm talking about
that's
these
what
next 7 seasons.
Yeah.
I'm just going to bring youth players from. I'm going to buy nobody and sell them on and see where I can go to. But we were talking about doing a Greater Manchester one, weren't we?
When FIFA released that you can create your own leagues, because they used to have it and then they got rid of it and they brought it, but create your own team, we was both buzzing, weren't we? I remember when we found out, it was like, that teacher create your team, this is going to be unreal, did it? And none of us have even done it yet. But the mad thing is, well, I've created my team, because we got to give the beta, didn't we?
Yeah.
So we trialled it on the beta, and then the first career I did, I created a team. And I just started playing it, and then I just went, faltered back into doing a career. I can't remember what, I think I did West Ham, didn't I? And I did that. So I never really got into it. Yeah. But I think that it's definitely worth doing, and following the philosophy that you just said.
Yeah.
And I think what would be good, doing both of us being a Manchester team, and then both of us having that Bilbao philosophy.
Yeah.
And then seeing who can.
I really wish we could cross cross I don't know the word, cross play, I don't know. But like we could remember in the old LMA manager, you'd have to play together, but you could do it. But nowadays with online and stuff like that,
Should be able
surely
to
me and you can have a career together.
Well, imagine if you did that and you was both in League Two and one of us was Salford, the other one was Oldham.
Yeah.
And you started off as managers for both of them.
Because you can do it with Football Manager.
Yeah, you should be able to do it with FIFA, but you have to both play it at the same time because it should let you play it within a month. And so, say if I play a month and then a month finish, and then I get to the end of the month, I've got to wait for you to get to the end of that month, so it circulates it all.
Yeah,
but that'd be class. Or even if they can't do it like that, just do it game by game. Like I've got to play, you've got to play.
Just something like that. Yeah, just keeping it going.
Yeah.
But we're going to do it obviously on our own. Both create a great Manchester team. Both have the Atletico Bilbao structure and see who can basically
get the furthest
on the philosophy of you can't buy no one, you can only promote youth.
Yeah, and
we're fucking solid though.
We're going to give ourselves no money. Do you know what I was thinking as well? What we should do is give ourselves the lowest amount of stars rating that you can. So if it's half a star, make your club a half a star club.
Yeah.
And then all your players within that half a star club will be so the players that you inherit when you create the team, you'll have to get rid of because they won't be good enough. Yeah. If you make it a 2-3 star team, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
So I reckon make it the worst star possible. Then give ourselves 5 mil, just to set up a youth team. Yeah. And I'd even go as far to say you can't even recruit free agents that are English.
Recruiting free agents.
You can't recruit. You can't recruit.
What about if they're from Manchester?
But they're not, like, they're English. So you can't recruit free agents. You can't recruit free agents that are English. You can only use your youth academy. That's it.
It'd be so challenging.
Yeah. I
don't know what you're like, but in my head when I'm like that and I'm struggling, I always go, hang on a minute, do you not see the fucking work I did at Barcelona and United? There's a reason I'm here.
That's a different dimension. I'm
always like, fucking hell. Yeah. But I think it'll be exciting, and we were talking about creating us.
Yeah.
And putting them in each other's team.
Yeah, I think that'll be good. Yeah. So like if maybe both, because we're not going to be able to buy players or get free agents and stuff. Maybe create a me and a you. Both of us create a me and a you and put us both in each team. Do you know what I mean?
Fucking Hurricane style, mate. Fucking 99 rated all over.
I think we'd have to be some restrictions on that.
Yeah, you'd have to.
If we make ourselves 84 in League 2, the guys are just scoring every week. So we'll have to like we'll think of a way to do it where it's fair, so that the player development and the player growth is
it's in line, isn't it?
Yeah.
So maybe what we should do then is have a look, like, got to make them around about a 60, haven't you? Really?
What I was thinking is have a look at what the highest rated player is in that division.
Yeah.
And just make our guys that rating.
Yeah.
Because
you've got to make yourself decent.
Yeah, so there's no point in playing with them. Yeah.
I'd be fucking fuming with myself, mate. You're getting subbed off.
So that's probably the fairest way to do it. Whoever's got so say if the highest rating in that league is 71, that's all we can get to.
Yeah.
So when we create our player, the stats that we give him is an equivalent of a 71 rated player.
Let's get it. Let's do that.
Sweet.
Right. Done. Episode 4. They're flying through these episodes, aren't they?
It's mad. Yeah.
It is crazy. Hey, I've not even plugged our socials. If you're on social media, we're on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, where we're just putting up little snippets. And I was that fuming I put up my contract terminated yesterday. I was like, I'm just in this with ABCD fuck you at the end. So yeah, follow us, give us a like, whatever it is. Subscribe to our YouTube if you fancy seeing our boat races.